What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Comedy Chow. I'm Mario Pisano.
I'm Natalie G. Hi, everybody.
What's up, guys? What's making you hungry, huh? What's making you hungry out there, guys?
Just coming in hot with the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, what's happening? How are you today?
Oh, good.
Yeah?
I'm caffeinated. It's Friday. I'm happy. I'm
nice. Good. That's awesome. Yeah, I know. It's pretty good. For a second there, it was really cold in New York, and we kind of like skipped fall altogether. I don't know what happened with that.
I felt like I was living in Seattle, Washington. I'm like, is this what depression is really like? Like, is this what, if depression was a personified or, that's what it was. It was raining for 5 days straight. It was like 50 degrees out. Disgusting. So
yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like a QAnon spell or something, but
yeah, I think right-wing groups were getting out of control. No, I think it was Hurricane Ian. Coming up the eastern seaboard
Ian,
there.
Jewish name. That's right.
Ian.
They did it all for Yom Kippur. That's what happens. There was too many Jews celebrating Yom Kippur, not enough to control the weather.
You know what? No one is safe on this podcast. Nobody, not even the weather, not even Jews.
She's scared. She says the N-word all the time.
Yeah. I mean, once we stop recording, I'm just going to be dropping those left and right.
Yeah, she's using just all the hard K's, hard R's.
All of them.
Beginning R's, ending R's.
Hard, all of them. Hard consonants.
C's. Yeah.
No.
That's just what it is, guys.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Hurricane Ian was, it hit like Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic pretty bad. And then it hit Florida pretty bad. And then... Yeah, all the way up into the Carolinas. And then it was so big that it caused like a few days straight of rain. But we're back now. We're out of it. It's sunny. It's beautiful.
That's right, guys. We start the podcast with talking about the weather.
Yeah, just barometer.
We've now become our parents. This is great. Yeah.
Well, I feel like, too, that's a big, like, I always look for signs of how I'm getting older. And it's always like, that's the first thing I complain about. I'm like, it's hot out today. God, it's so cold out. I'm always going one or the other.
Yeah.
Even though like we have seasons, I'm used to it.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
This isn't pleasant for me.
Yeah. It's not helpful when I'm trying to watch my stories. It's so cold in here. I need my shawl.
Listen, do not interrupt my stories.
Please.
So we figured we'd mix some things up today, guys. We actually I decided to introduce like some food tasting that we're gonna do over here today.
Yeah.
I made some let's look what we got. We got some I whipped this up myself, guys, by the way, all from memory. We got ourselves some protein pancakes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can kind of see that or not.
Yeah.
I don't want to tilt it too much and lose my entire breakfast over here.
Yeah, there you go.
But look at that. Boom, right in the sunlight. You see that? Ooh,
they look good.
Fierce. Yeah.
I'm not gonna show mine because they're already gone. I ate them, but well, they're not. They're about to be eaten, really. But yeah, I mean, they look great. I mean, and they're healthy, which is good. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Well, yeah. No, listen, we try. Listen, I mix a little bit of oats with a little bit of fentanyl, and that's how I stay healthy.
That's healthy. That is the fentanyl diet.
Yeah, no, it's the breakfast of champions.
It's Atkins approved, so we're following the book here.
Yeah. So
no, what did you put in the pancakes?
So I'll give you a quick recipe.
Yeah.
Right. I put some oats. I put some eggs. I put cottage cheese, vanilla extract, cinnamon, salt. That's it. Whip it all together, and I mean, I kind of eyeball it because those recipes, I followed some of the recipes before and it comes out like terrible. So this time around, what I did was I just kind of eyeballed and I'm like, all right, this is thick enough.
It tastes great. I mean, I think there's like a saltiness that's really nice with the sweetness, and there's you threw some blueberries on top, which is perfect. They're great. They're delicious.
Goddamn right.
They're not, I mean, listen, I'm a fan of a traditional pancake. I don't know. IHOP had a big presence in my life too growing up. Talk about the ultimate pancake place.
That was privileged stuff for me as a kid. You know that,
really?
Right? We only ate at home. So if we ever went out, it was an extravaganza.
Well,
I'd wear a tuxedo. Yeah. My mom would wear heels and a gown.
Yeah. You had IHOP.
To Pizza Hut.
IHOP by candlelight.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You had a chandelier in a Pizza Hut.
You could do that you can go to White Castle and book a Valentine's Day. Like dinner.
That actually sounds.
That's a real thing.
Hilarious.
Like you could book it there.
I'm not. See. Those are the kind of wacky things that I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Let's take this crazy occasion and just go insane and like do something cheesy like that. That would make me.
Yeah, it's hard to do anal after you had some. White Castle.
Nothing else is possible after that.
Yeah,
that's
things are coming out of your ass. Like, nothing's going in.
You have to be smart. Like you can't have. like like 1,000 calories of like, or like couple thousand calories worth of burgers, and then be like, let's go have sex. Like, that's crazy.
Well, no, exactly. And that's why like dating is funny when you are like, you're courting somebody and you're like, hey, we should go have dinner.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's hard to have sex after you just had a stomach full of lasagna.
Yeah, because I don't eat light, really. Like, I don't like...
you eat until you're just so full?
I eat until I just turn over. I like lean over and then take a nap.
Yeah, you're like
right
a beagle.
in the restaurant.
You're just like a little fat beagle.
Yeah,
you
like
just,
a fat belly.
and I'm dead.
No, but...
You just fart all the way home?
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard when you're in the beginning stages and you want to be like on, you know, you want to be ready for it. You don't know what's going on, you know, how far it's going to go, or if, you know, and as a woman, you're like, well, fucking, I need to be on a cleanse for like weeks.
Well, you know, I
don't do that.
Well, here's the deal, right? I have a theory with that, with like, you know, a lot of immigrant families, they have a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially back in the day. Like, for instance, my dad was the youngest, my dad was the oldest of 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 5. But you know, just all those families, it was like 11 kids, 10 kids. These Italians were just eating gabagool. And it was power. That's what it was. It was semen power. It was like the more ziti they ate, the more loads they shot. I don't know.
Cool. That's a real vivid imagery. Awesome.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were like, oh, get over here.
Ugh, gross.
Eat the mozzarella.
Well, I'm glad that it provided fuel for men fucking, while it just gave me lactose intolerance. So
was that what
exciting.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those weaker species that can't eat things?
I think one of the hardest things about getting older has been developing food allergies. It's been the worst. Like, I've been writing some material on it too, because it's just like, it's such a silly thing to have. Like, when you talk about it with other people, they just look at you like, wow, you are not meant for this world. I'm just like, look, I can't have nuts. I don't know.
Anybody with a food allergy, I'm like Ivan Drago. I'm like, if he dies, he dies. That's the way how I feel about it.
Milk makes my tummy hurt, and soy makes my throat itch. I don't know what to tell you. So you guys suck, dude. Yeah, thank you.
That is horrible. That is a horrible life to live, where like a tree nut might murder you.
Oh
in
my
your
god,
sleep.
yeah. I can't even be around. Like, well, here's the thing. Mine, thankfully, are not that severe. Some people can't even be in the same room as like a certain food or whatever, because the if it's cooking or the aroma of it.
Yeah, I get that way too with black people.
Oh wow, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Holy
These are
shit.
jokes, guys. These are jokes.
Jesus, you know what?
These are jokes.
You know,
we're comics. This is what we do.
Also, speaking of comedy, you haven't been up in a few days. Neither have I.
Whoa! I think just throw it in my face. There we go.
Because you're not.
Speaking of comedy, you don't care.
You don't.
You're not dedicated, are you? Are you writing jokes?
I love that as a comic. Like, that's how sensitive we are. Is the minute where like someone points something out, they're like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean?" I think people are like that in general, but no, I'd say like all of the stuff is now getting pent up. All of the jokes, all of the silliness. So we gotta take it out somewhere. We're gonna take it out on the podcast. It's a healthy channel. Yeah. If not comedy and the stage, where else? On the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You're dressed like a burglar right now.
I was gonna say, I was trying to point, like, I wanted to call out my shirt
You're dressed like Beetlejuice when he turned into a snake.
This is one of my favorite shirts. I feel like I'm part of the Addams family.
Yeah. You look like the maid of the Addams family.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Yeah, Lupita Gomez.
There you go. That's fair. Well, now they're Hispanic now. You know that.
What do you mean?
They rebooted.
Oh, they're like full on
Addams
Hispanic.
Family on Netflix, and now they're like, because and I'm not gonna remember the actors' names or anything off the top of my head, because
Luis Guzman.
No, I know him, but I know the girl who plays Wednesday. I forgot her name, but she's was interviewed and saying like this is a great big deal for her to play this role, which is really great, and like they were actually Hispanic, I guess, is what they're trying to elevate in this new rendition of
Here's the thing, I don't know.
Addams
I just
Family.
remember them being kooky, mysterious, and spooky. They're all together ooky. They're the Addams Family.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
And first of all, hold on a second. It's Gomez Addams.
Correct.
So his first name was Gomez.
Right.
So, I mean,
I think he
Addams
took her
is not
name.
Spanish.
I think he took her name.
Oh, is that what we're gonna do?
So I think it's actually. I think it's a
They were that progressive.
feminist iteration of it, Addams Family? No,
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know, but I don't know if. I mean, that's something. Yeah, we could get into. That's a whole other like identity crisis thing that Jesus, we can spend hours on.
Here's the thing. I just don't. Oh, well, here's the deal, right? Raul Julia, the best Gomez Addams to ever exist. Raul
played
Julia,
it in the movies.
correct. And in Addams Family and Addams Family Values.
Yes.
The amazing actor. I don't know if he ever won. I know he won like theater awards. I don't know if he ever won like an Oscar or something like that. But I mean, the guy was like the pride of Puerto Rico way before Lin-Manuel. He was the pride of Puerto Rico. And my mom like loved him just because she was just like, he's Puerto Rican. My mom doesn't have an accent, but that's like that's just what she probably felt
in
her
this story.
heart.
She does.
Yeah,
so.
in this story, my mom just came off the boat. When I was a little girl, my mom grew up in fucking Queens. When I was a little girl, I dreamt of wearing Gucci, and now I have Gucci.
I think that's the
Gucci.
I think you're just saying the Gucci story. I think you're just doing
What?
Lady Gaga doing what's her name? Oh no, that's oh yeah. That's that reminded me of the movie Gucci. No, what's the name?
Oh, The House of Gucci.
Yeah,
I've never watched that movie.
I never watched it.
I
didn't think
can't
it was
listen.
that good.
I can't sit around and watch a group of rich fucking people. I just can't do that.
Well, it's funny because Adam Driver was in that movie House of Gucci. He also, I guess, some photos just got released of him in the movie for Ferrari.
Okay, he's supposed to be
playing-
Enzo Ferrari.
Yes, I guess.
Well, all right.
So,
I didn't.
I don't know.
Well, they made a movie not too long ago with it was Ford versus Ferrari.
That was great, actually. I really loved that movie.
Yeah, I
thought it was good. And I'm not a Matt Damon fan. I've said this outwardly before. I've been very well, like whatever, like anybody cares. But it was Christian Bale, Matt Damon, and I thought they that was a really fun like movie. Like it was really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot take. Good movies.
Listen.
Yo, so all right, here's the deal, right? I tried watching it on a plane like 3 times, like when I was doing some traveling, and I just couldn't get through it. It's hard to watch a serious movie on like a 4-inch screen. It's just it's hard.
I can't watch any movies on the screen. I can't do it. I mean, I think the most I watch maybe like a show or something.
Yeah.
Like a silly, like a cooking show or something like not intense.
When I'm on a plane, here's the deal. Sometimes my anxiety kicks in, and my anxiety starts telling me they're making you watch this stupid movie to not realize that you're 30,000 feet in the air and you shouldn't be doing that. Like,
Yeah.
You're a human. You shouldn't be flying through the air at 500 miles per hour. But here, stare at this little screen, you dumb zombie. And there's a part like anything can go wrong at any moment. Like my anxiety just starts kicking in. Sometimes, not all the time. But once in a while, I realize my situation. Like, has that ever happened to you? Like, have you ever walked down the street, especially in Manhattan, and you're like, oh, wow, an air conditioner can just fall on my head, like, right now? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I think about that very, very rarely. But when I do, I try to just keep walking. I don't know. I don't think about it too hard because it's like, obviously, anything can happen. I mean, the minute you walk out your front door, anything could happen to you. But, just try not to get too caught up in that. But I know that
what's an irrational fear that you have? Do you have any irrational fear?
No, I'm completely normal and stable. So I don't know what's wrong with you.
You're just like, time will get rid of me.
Yeah, no, that's all. I'll just time and
You're
nature.
like, eventually time.
Nature. I'll have to fight a bear on my way out. That's the only way. An irrational
That's a
fear
pretty
of
sick
mine.
way to go, though. So, like, just imagine you get the bear, though. Like, just imagine you get him,
I would.
though.
I mean, I would beat the bear.
Like, you
For sure.
you hit him with that one jugular, and he's
Yeah.
bleeding out, but you're bleeding out. You're both looking at each other, just breathing tired, and then you watch him die right before you black out. That'd be pretty badass.
Isn't that The Revenant?
Wouldn't it be cool if you're Leonardo DiCaprio?
I didn't even
And
see
you
that
sleep
movie,
inside
but
of
I
a
know
bear.
that bear scene very well, I guess. That's funny.
Which, by the way, they totally because it's based on a story. So it's like a half truth. The thing is, they're not 100% sure. It was some guy back in like the mid 1800s.
Okay.
That it was something along the lines where I guess he got lost from his group or something like that. Like he was with some people, or he was like a miner or a poacher, one of those things. And he got lost from his group. And yeah, I believe a bear did attack him, and he survived. So here's the deal, right? He survived the bear attack. Everything else they made up. That's basically what it was. You know what I mean? That's like me getting hit by a car and be like, you don't understand. I flew through a tornado with cars. There was a tornado car, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then, I had to kill my best friend. Like, they made up a whole story around that because they just found it amazing that this guy like fought a bear. Like, I don't know if he fought the bear, but he definitely survived. And then he just made it back to camp. And then he was like, let me tell you guys something.
I just fought a bear.
Yeah, I just fought a bear. I lived out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's the Revenant in a nutshell. But yeah.
So
what'd you think about the protein pancakes? God damn it, man. She's skipping. Go ahead. How was the protein pancakes?
Listen to me. You just hit me with an earlier question that I'm trying to answer, and now you're giving me another question.
This isn't a ticket system. It's not like, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So they're shit. No, they're really good. They're great. I mean, I like them a lot. They're really light. And I like what did you use? Cottage cheese, you said? Right?
Cottage, yeah.
I like that taste in the pancakes. It gives it a little bit of an interesting, it's not that heavy, which is nice. So.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
God damn.
It's very good.
Probably the best to date. I used a secret ingredient, Trader Joe's bourbon vanilla extract.
Oh, okay.
Little trade secret there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
I just also want to say I've been I grew up my beard by accident.
Okay. No
I
one's asking,
know
so.
people are I know everyone is wondering. I know everybody could hear it in my voice.
This is the season too where every man on the planet Earth who thinks we give a shit is going to be like, let me tell you before you start asking my beard. Yeah, this is the season to grow it out. This is it.
I have spotty beard syndrome.
You do.
Yeah, it doesn't grow in full. It just doesn't.
No.
It grows in like patchy pubes.
Cool.
So that's kind of like my cross the bear, you know? And it's kind of cool that we're adding in this video element now because then people can actually see what's happening. Yeah. Now it adds another layer to my comedy, guys.
Yeah,
because then now I can say more things.
It's not coarse though, I'll say. It's kind of soft, which is good.
It's
Do you take care of it?
No, it is. Oh, really? I don't know.
I was asking, do you? Or do you just like bare minimum?
I'm a man. I don't even wash my legs. What are you talking about?
Cool. That's a few comics have done bits about the fact that they've discovered people don't wash their legs.
No, why? Why do you have to?
It's a part of your body. So.
What, am I going to bend down and scrub my legs with soap? Come on.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Have you been to a car wash? Do you know how that works? It's just water streaming. That's just what it is. Come on, that's how I do it.
Okay, cool.
I wash everything else though, All
right.
Just the legs. What, the back of my knees? Come on, what are you gonna smell? Who's gonna smell the back of my knees?
I mean,
nobody will.
All right. I didn't realize this is really a more controversial topic than I thought. I kind of stumbled into this because I wash up.
No, women, from what I understand, do that kind of shit, which is fine. For guys, listen, it's one less thing we have to do when we're in there.
I don't think that's true. I think you have to do that. I think you should do that. I think every fucking person on the planet, well, I was going to say every person on the planet has 2 legs. Some people don't actually.
Yeah, there's plenty of people with 0 legs.
Fair.
You insensitive.
Those to the 2-leg community.
Wow.
I think you should just watch them. Just do. It takes like an extra 10 seconds. I don't.
No.
Or is it just not something you think of?
Listen, I want to know who actually washes their legs. I want to know.
There we go.
I want to know who actually washes their legs because it's unnecessary. All right? It's not like a smelly area. It's your legs.
Just to
all
think
the water from just taking the shower, washing your face, washing your arms, everything else. It all just runs down, right? I think that's fine.
No.
I think listen,
I'm
team no legs. No. Team no
legs.
I'm team no legs. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you.
I don't even think we need legs. I think it's ridiculous. We should be able to pop them off before we get into the shower.
I don't know why leggers sounds like such a bad word, right?
Probably.
Like you leggers.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what'd you call me?
Sounds like some kind of slang.
He used a hard L on me.
This is interesting. I don't know. I just take a different approach, like I said, and I don't even think like.
But
I
do you
know
do
you
a
said
loofah?
this earlier.
What's your situation?
I have like a little scrubby thing. Yeah. Like
okay,
I have
and you just scrub it?
Yeah, that's it. I just scrub and, then that's it. I mean, well, here's the thing too. I shave my legs. So it's just keeping all of that moisturized and clean and all of that. But I think that should be a universal thing. Am I going to never speak to you again? Probably not. That's is it.
Yeah, you're gonna advocate.
Yeah.
You're gonna advocate
it's just,
for people to wash legs.
But I don't know. I like I said, I've heard male comics who are like, yeah, I can't believe people don't wash their legs. So
you heard male comics do that?
Yeah.
I doubt it. Fake news.
It's not a man
Fake
thing,
news.
too. This is just a preference. If you want to do it, if you just, as long as you're in the shower, fine. Like, whatever. That's your time. Do what you need to do. But, you know.
I don't know. Either way, I don't like it.
I don't approve.
Yeah.
I don't approve of this
I think it's redundant.
Yeah.
Like George Carlin said, it's dumber than a second coat of paint.
Okay.
You know, that's just to quote the GOAT.
Sure.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
So what else is going on? What else is happening? Anything else we got going on today?
Well, I have a story for you. I've been meaning to talk to you about this because I really wanted to get your reaction.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull it up, but
okay.
I found this.
Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I find it.
While you do it, this is like breaking news for like today, kind of. But Kanye West just did an interview where he wore a White Lives Matter shirt.
Oy.
No, but here's the thing. He gave a very good explanation as to why.
Okay.
So he wore it and...
he's pleading insanity.
No, I mean, the thing is, he said that, you know, when everybody was wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, for him as a black guy, because he said he would see like white people wear it. And he goes, as a black guy, I already know my life matters. Okay. You know, he goes, I already know my life matters. And he gave more of an explanation. I wish I would have watched the interview. I apologize. But like, but then basically, that's why he wore a White Lives Matter shirt, just to like show, I guess, how stupid that sounds or how stupid that looks.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
There's got to be more to it. I'm
there's definitely. This. I mean, I imagine
that's all I caught from it.
There's a lot of context and nuance we're missing on this. But like, I don't know.
No, he made a lot of sense. Like I was watching some of it, and it was well thought out.
Where did you watch it? Just so other people can see it and just kind of make an opinion. Here's the thing: we're not going to tell you what to think. We're going to tell you how to form your own opinion. And where can they do that on this?
So, really what it is, if you just Google like the White Lives Matter interview,
it pops up.
Just Google it because it was him talking to an interviewer about him wearing the White Lives Matter shirt on TV. Okay. So because I guess it like sparked a big controversy or whatever.
Sure.
And he fully articulated his opinion. Like he's not crazy. He's not. He's self-centered, but he's not crazy.
I think I don't know if I would say he's not crazy. I think he's very intelligent. But I do think there is something a little off. I don't know. I'm not saying it for this scenario, but I think there's other scenarios where he kind of demonstrates his judgment is a little skewed.
Yeah, his musical autism. I know.
But so okay. You know what? You put that out there. I'm definitely gonna look it up and watch it.
Yeah, you should. I mean, the guy.
Come away with that. Next episode, we're gonna talk. I'll let you know what I think, what my thoughts are on it.
I'm gonna go to the Church of Donda. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I gotta make a pilgrimage now.
You gotta enroll in the university. You could, if you could, would you?
You know what? You know what I would do? I would do like a Hunter S. Thompson, and I would like do a deep dive like how he did with the Hells Angels.
Sure.
That's what made him famous. I don't know if you knew that or not, but like Hunter S. Thompson became famous because he like hung out with the Hells Angels. He interviewed them. They like brought him into the fold, and he wrote like a whole like gonzo news article about it, where it's like it's like truth but stretched out.
Got it.
That's exactly what I would do with Donda.
Okay.
Where I'd be like, yo, really cool. He makes us play instruments. He teaches us piano. We sacrifice babies, and then what we do is we eat cereal the next morning. Mm-hmm. Like I'll just fold it into everything else, so it's like a lot of different facts with like bullshit.
Okay.
That's exactly what I would do.
Interesting. Fair enough.
Oh no, but I would go. Why not? Yeah. He puts on. Do you remember where for like, I don't know how many Sundays for like a few months he would have church service and like post it on his Instagram.
I think so. I remember him doing.
And they were concerts. Like they were really cool. They were like professionally produced.
Yeah. I never watched any of them though.
Wait till he finds out God isn't real. That's gonna be weird, right? Ugh.
Well, give that a watch, guys. Look it up on Google.
Kanye
West White Lives Matter T-shirt, and then or White Lives Matter interview, and see. I don't know. That's interesting. I just feel like there's always something to look up and try to research. And by the time you finish that, there's like 12 other things that happened Things are moving so quickly.
Oh, forget about it.
It's hard to keep up, but I wanted to share something with you that is more food related.
Tell me your truth.
Jimmy.
Tell me your truth. Share with me. No, go ahead.
I'm gluten free. Jimmy Fallon and Jennifer Lopez teamed up and wrote a children's book called Con Pollo.
Wait, hold on a second. Jimmy Fallon and who else?
Jennifer Lopez.
And Jennifer Lopez. Okay, from the block. Jenny from the block.
Yeah.
Okay, con pollo?
Yep.
So with chicken.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a bilingual adventure book that is meant to serve young readers as an introduction to basic Spanish vocabulary. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know. What do you think of that? Them just trying to teach little kids Spanish.
Why does Jimmy Fallon get involved with that?
Well, I think he already has a children's book out called Dada.
Yeah, which is a funny book.
Yeah, you read it?
Yeah.
Oh, everything is Dada, or your baby's first word will be Dada. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
so he has a few books out. So I think that's
why.
I'm
on a reading binge right now.
Oh, okay. You're doing all the Jimmy Fallons.
I'm doing Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
I'm doing R.L. Stein.
Anything in that canon.
I'm doing pop-up books.
I wasn't ready for you to say pop-up. I'm doing pop-up. Have you heard of pop-up books?
Have you heard of pop-ups? If we just called them pop-ups, you'd be like, which ones are those? Yeah. We'd be like, are those new graphic novels?
We should remarket those as like way more serious books than they are. We're like, no, they are. There is a surprise at every turn.
Yo. So think of a graphic novel, but the words come at you.
Literally,
the characters come alive,
and it jumps at you.
Yeah, and people go, whoa.
Incredible. We would love those. I think pop-up books are going to be the new coloring books for adults.
You know, my favorite was the books that had the sound effects. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about those.
My God. I had one with Spider-Man. And I would read it, and I couldn't wait to press the action button to be like, and Spider-Man swung.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I start remixing it like a DJ. I'm like,
that's really funny.
I'm Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man.
That's so funny. Yeah. I love those books too. I thought and there's always an inclination when you have those books when you're younger to like play all the sounds at the same time
without even reading after a while.
You're like, I just want to hear the cacophony of everything.
Yeah.
You like that?
Cacophonous.
Yeah, great word. So this book actually, this book comes out in a few days. It comes out October 11th. Depending on when this podcast comes out, it might already be out. But I think, Jimmy Fallon has a few children's books out. I don't think Jennifer Lopez has dipped into the children's book literary category.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
Yeah, I think somewhere in that book, Jennifer Lopez, right? I think there's a translation in Spanish about firing and beating your assistants. I think there's something in there.
Is she known for that?
She's known for... All right, listen, this is all speculation. I know nothing about Jennifer Lopez.
You are bringing the heat today.
This is speculation. This is allegedly, question mark, that she's like extremely mean and rude and just like not cool. Like just a not cool person, man. Like she's very rude to people under her station from what I've heard. Yeah.
I mean...
Like Jenny from the block don't play.
I don't think so. I wouldn't imagine not. If I were to ever meet a celebrity, like, and actually I've met a few, but like in like restaurant jobs in New York, like, but if I were to meet one, like more one-on-one, I would assume they were mean and because they're just in a different universe than I am.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't approach them with this idea that they're going to be cool because you don't know. And they say don't meet your heroes for a reason, but
True. I mean, one time I did meet Danny Aiello, rest in peace. And I'll be honest with you, he's like, again, he was just one of those character actors that unless you like knew he was in The Godfather, Do the Right Thing, the professional.
Pizza shop owner, right?
He was it was Sal's.
Yeah,
Sal's. Yeah, it's Sal's, right? That's what it was.
I forgot the name of it, but I think you're
right.
I
think it was Sal's. He was the pizza shop owner, and I met him. He couldn't have been warmer, funnier, and it was just me and him. He was actually, this is like 2008. I went to the San Gennaro's feast. Like I got out of college, and I just happened to pass by. And he was there by himself at his booth. He was a singer at the time because he like slowed down with acting. He was signing out. Like there was nobody there. He was just standing there, and I was like, I didn't even know what to tell him. And he was the funniest dude. He was so sweet. Yeah, no, but to your point, I do think that celebrities, here's the deal. It's hard for me to not act like I don't know who they are. That's my problem. So, like, I've met celebrities before where they're like, hi, I'm Amber Rose, right? Which is a true story. I actually met Amber Rose a few times. And she was like, hi, and actually, no, they never say their last name. We say their last name. But she's like, hi, I'm Amber. And I was just like, oh, hi. I know. Like, I know who you are. You're, like, mega famous. But, I always have to play stupid.
Yeah.
Like John Stamos. Hi, I'm John. Fucking, I know. Just say Stamos.
Yeah.
Say Stamos.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, I think that, I've gotten used to, there's something in me, like when I worked that restaurant job, we were not allowed to do the whole like, oh my God, I know you, or like even register. So I had to really play cool. So I got that down. But there's also something of like, oh wow, that's a famous person. They're in a totally different world. They're on a different version of Earth than I am. And then for some reason that
they float through walls. They don't even open doors. In my mind,
I'm just like, they're not going to know or give a shit about me. Like, and I just leave it at that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really want to bother them either. I'm just like, I think they're just trying to live their lives. I don't know. Whatever. Like if I were to meet a Kardashian, I don't even know. I don't think I would react. I'd just be like, oh, cool. All right. You're here too.
Yeah, I mean, there is an air about them, though. Let's be honest. There is a celebrity air. The same way when you see like a really rich person, you just know they're rich.
Yeah.
They're not famous. They're just like, because I work on the Upper East Side, I see rich people all the time.
Sure, of course.
And there's an air about certain rich people.
Yeah.
Like certain rich people, you just look and you go, whoa, dude. Like how many airplanes do you own?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Listen, I mean, I think that's you notice that. You just pick up on that. I definitely pick up on like this person's way richer than me. This person's way more successful than me. I do, but I try not. I just try to put it out of my head because I'm like, they're just a person at the end of the day. Like, granted, I'm not on their radar, and I'm just gonna remember to myself that I'm not on their radar. But like the other day, I saw Colin Hanks like crossing the street, crossing Park Avenue. Colin Hanks.
Who the hell is Colin Hanks? Is that his son?
Tom Hanks' son.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
thought you were kidding, but
no, I swear to God, I didn't know his name.
I don't think a lot of people know that Colin Hanks is Tom Hanks' son.
Isn't he a rapper? He goes by like Marshmallow Hanks or something like that?
That's his other son, Chet Hanks.
Oh, Chet, that's who I was thinking about.
I can't believe people know more about Chet Hanks than Colin. For fuck's sake. Well,
Why?
You know what?
Who is he?
Colin Hanks is actually, I think he's an actor. He starred in a string of like teen movies in the early 2000s. Some of the which I'm forgetting their names right now, but I don't think he's acted in a while. But Tom Hanks' other son, Chet Hanks, is a rapper. I forgot what he goes by. But yeah, no, I saw Colin Hanks and I was just like, oh shit, that's him, and he just looked very like sad and like by himself.
Didn't Tom Hanks? This is again allegedly.
Sure.
Didn't he fly on Epstein's planes?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't remember.
Wasn't there something like that where he was on Epstein's plane? Tom, I have to Google this because I remember there being like when the whole dossier was coming out about like who flew on his plane, because there's logs. Like you have to log the people that are on the plane.
Sure.
It's like whatever FAA, whatever regulations.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks was on there like a couple times.
So are you trying to say Tom Hanks was a part of the...
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying I would love to be in the Da Vinci Code 14. That's exactly what I would like to say. God. Tom Hanks, I think you're a brilliant actor. I think you're hilarious.
Do you want to be on Elvis too?
Yeah, sure.
All dogs go to heaven.
I just want to be Elvis's dead body. Yeah, sure.
Do you want to be decomposed? What other movie? Oh, is he in Pinocchio? Do you want to be in the sequel to Pinocchio?
I will. That's the one where he becomes a real trans boy. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. It says, fact check, Tom Hanks is not recorded on Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs.
Stand corrected.
Gotcha. Yo, that's nuts, though.
I do remember people saying this, though. I remember people speculating this, and then they were so relieved when they found out that Tom Hanks was not on the flight manifest for Epstein's plane, because they were like, Tom Hanks is like Hollywood's dad, like the same way... what's his name from Full House, who passed away?
Oh, Bob Saget.
Was like comedy's dad. Like we kind of recognize them in the same way. So yeah, I remember people being really relieved that they're like, oh, he's not on the logs. Thank God. Like, holy shit, So.
Listen, he was the first one to catch COVID publicly.
He caught it for everybody. He set the bar.
Yeah,
him
and then
Rita
he
Wilson.
beat it, and we were like, all right.
They walked right through that shit.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Come on, Tom Hanks. What are you kidding me? From Big?
Yeah.
What he just swapped bodies with somebody that was healthy. That's really what it was. He did an 80s swap around movie. That's what it was.
That's really the cure to COVID is just swap a body.
Yeah,
with
swap a body,
else.
let that shit die, and be like, I'm moving on now.
Funny, yeah. So, well, yeah, that was something I had to share with you because I thought it was cute. Actually, listen, at first I was like, what the fuck? These two people don't need to put up, but it's actually a sweet thing, and I think also, it's so the synopsis is meet Pollo, a friendly little chicken who just wants to play and play and play all day. That's it.
Oh, that's
cute.
Adorable.
Cute.
And then Pollo ends up in Popeyes.
There we go. And dark. We've gone dark again. Let's see if I have anything else coming up for you. It's funny. There's some stories or some articles that never die, like about Sopranos. I keep reading. Sopranos was named the greatest show of all time by Rolling Stone. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Without even thinking about it. Absolutely. It was one of the best shows ever, one of the most quotable shows ever. It never skipped a beat.
Yeah.
So there was never a season that you could really point to that you were like, oh, that sucked. Mm-hmm. Or why did they do that? Or everything made sense. The only thing that they did was when they wanted to end the show, they just started killing everybody off.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a normal show writer thing to do. Plus, it makes sense when you're in the mob. It's like, how long can you live before you get killed or get sent to prison? So whatever, you know what I mean?
No, but it's one of those shows that was really remarkable when the COVID hit. That was one of the first shows everybody was like, you know what, I'm going to start like almost like a hive mind. Everybody just started watching it again and it got really popular. So Rolling Stone named it greatest show of all time, which was pretty cool. I thought that was, I think that I could agree with that 100%. Other people are saying Breaking Bad close second. The Wire.
I never watched The Wire, but I heard it's really good.
I tried watching The Wire. I think from my understanding, it starts slow, so it was a little hard to get into, but then I think it picks up. So
yeah, that's how I felt about Game of Thrones. Like when everybody was telling, like when Game of Thrones like season 3 was out, everybody was like, "Oh, you should watch it. You should watch it." So I said, "All right." So I tried watching, and it's just the first time around, I just found it so dorky with all like, in Westeros, and the White Walkers, and the tall. And I was just like, oh, this sucks. And then I gave it, this is a pet peeve of mine. I know I'm like pivoting, but like when people say, this show is really good, just the first 2 seasons suck. But after that, after you watch 37 episodes from 38 to 70, oh boy. And you're like, well, of course, everything is good at that point.
Yeah.
Everything is good. A homeless person you know what I mean? Like that I bring to my house.
Yeah. The first
this is a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
That's like me taking an insane person, bringing them into my house. And at first I'm like, this guy's crazy. He's eating his own shit. He's breaking all my plates. After a few months, I'll be like, you know what? I actually care for this guy.
Yeah.
Let's make sure he gets the right treatment. That's the way I feel about shows.
Stockholm syndrome, but for TV, that you just stick with it long enough that you're like, well, I've learned to accept this and now I'm comfortable and I understand it now.
Exactly.
Yeah. I hate that. I always ask people, I'm like, do I need to watch the beginning or do I need to watch that slow part? And they're like, well, I feel like that's one thing people are pretty honest about. If you have to watch it, they'll be like, listen, you do. I'm sorry to tell you. It's like telling me I have, I'm like, they're like, you have COVID. They're like, you have to watch 2 seasons of whatever the fuck.
And you're like, oh, fine.
But fine, I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
It'll take me 2 weeks, but I'll deal with it. So some other shows, this one I really do want to watch because I did watch Breaking Bad, was Better Call Saul. It just ended this season, I think, was the last season.
Oh, it was the last season?
So I think it's done, but that's fine with me because I like to binge. Like I like to binge a few episodes at a time, but I heard that was very good.
Well, did you watch Breaking Bad?
I just said, yeah. See who listens does not listen to a word that I say.
It all blends together when these women talk, let me tell you. And here's the deal. Here's the deal with Breaking, it's just a continuation, basically, right? Is that what it is?
See, I don't really know what kind of I think it's from the lawyer's side.
It's I know it's
But
after
it's-
the fact because now he's just representing like dirt
Yeah,
bags and all that other
I think
stuff.
it takes that part like from his side, and then it runs with it in his own right. So
Yeah.
I'm not, and again, like I'm probably butchering that because I don't know very much about it, but I've always just wanted to see it, and I think I've not read much about it because I want to see the show. So that's one on my list.
Yeah. And we're back, guys. What's going on? We took a quick little coffee break out there, some cafe con leche. So now we're energized. We're back. We're back for the back half of this. What's going on?
Yes, we needed a little energy. But right before our break, I was asking you about different shows, Mad Men, and then Mr. on the list. Rounding out the list, we'll wrap it up here with this is Mr. Robot. I never watched that.
Me neither, but I heard it was really good.
Yeah.
When that show came out, I was doing a lot of acting, and my boy, because at the time did I have hair back then? I can't remember. No, I'm serious. And my boy, he was just like, "Yo, dude, you could have been in that show."
I can see that. I definitely
He was
can.
like, "You could have been in that." Can I tell you? There's so many shows that I should have been casted for that I submitted for to audition that I never got called for, like Boardwalk Empire. Let me tell you, I get it. I know they didn't have many, bald people in it, but there's a bunch of bald actors that they put wigs on.
You could, but you could have been just yourself. You could have played like
Sure, I could have been just a goon for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't care. Let me be a bootlegger, dude. I used to submit and they would be like, "Oh, a 1920s hairstyle and like all this shit," and I'm like, "Oh, so there weren't bald people in 1920?"
Yeah, I don't think
None.
I don't think there weren't bald people. I just feel like they maybe weren't as prevalent. But let me ask you, because now I feel like
It's an epidemic. It's the vaccines. It's the vaccines that make you bald.
yeah, just don't talk about them and they won't appear.
Yeah.
Now I feel like bald people are getting more notoriety too, like especially with other subcultural groups being called out and like not called out like as if they did something wrong, but like being noticed and representation coming out. I feel like there's a few, especially in the comedy community, a few bald comics that are like, where's our representation? Like you guys are feeling left out of the equation.
It's funny. I make fun of marginalized groups.
Yeah, listen to the
time.
last 40 minutes.
All the time. I love making fun of people that are, I like making fun of people with obscure things, right? Where they're just
Sure.
like, we're left-handed. How come no one respects us? But then it's funny for me to it's ironic that I go ahead and I'm just like, yeah, there's no bald representation because it affects me. It doesn't affect anyone else unless you're bald.
Well, that's usually how it goes, is that like it's easy for people to poke fun at things until it affects them. And then suddenly they're like, hey, wait a second. However, I'll say, you're not poking fun. There's no poking fun to be malicious. We're comics at the end of the day. So we're always just kind of commenting on how silly things can be. But that's funny you brought up like people who are left-handed that are like, yeah, we're really left out, or like people with red hair. And I'm like, shut up.
Oh, redheads, I had enough of your I'm different.
Yeah, we get
You're
it.
not that different.
You're
soulless. We
you're
understand
considered a defect. So there you go. My words.
Yeah. What is it?
I'm fucking around. I don't know. I think it technically is considered like a genetic defect or something. I remember learning something like that in school. Please correct me if I'm completely off with that. And if you have red hair and you're offended, I'm sorry for nothing.
Also, I heard a random. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a random fact that supposedly the whatever gene that makes people redheads.
Yeah.
Supposedly it's like slowly going away.
Yeah,
So
because
over the course
there's so few of them.
Like it's gonna go extinct eventually.
It's not a defect. I'm sorry. It's there's another name for it. I know I'm gonna mess it up. It's like something like an inferior gene or something, where because it was not a strong enough gene to carry on from parent to parent. This is the reason why it's going away. It's just like,
well, yeah, whatever. It gets bled out.
Exactly.
We don't need them anyway, so whatever.
Who cares? How long have you been bald for?
I've been shaving now for 11 years.
Wow.
12 years. 11 or 12 years. Definitely 12 years. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, 12 years I've been doing it.
Yeah.
And I just went from 0 to 100.
So you had hair, and then one day you were just like, I'm done.
Oh, I was waking up with just so much hair in my bed.
Wow.
that eventually, and I just kept looking and my hairline was going back. And, it's one of those things. It's like, it was like an optical illusion. So it was something like, is my hairline going back? I don't know. And then after a while, it was getting really bad. And I was just like, all right, like I'm losing it. I was losing it like at record speed. So I was like, all right, I got to do something about this. So then I remember the first thing I did was I shaved it down. I did like a 3, like on the clipper.
Okay.
So it's like, about like an inch or something like that.
Okay. So
and
like similar to like a buzz cut or like longer than
a little bit longer than a buzz cut. And I just did a Caesar all the way around. And I looked like one of the founding fathers. So I just said, I was like, I'm not going to do this. And then I said, you know what? That's it. It's a wrap. And, I learned the hard way how to shave my head. I learned the hard way. This is how, when you're bald, you start to learn tricks. Like, I thought you could just take a dry razor, and just go, I didn't know.
God.
So I was doing it, and it was getting stuck, and I was like, ow, ow, ow,
you
ow.
just kept going.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then eventually I realized, I'm like, nah, dude, you got to like warm your head up. You have to like wrap it or whatever.
Yeah. Do you wrap it in like a turban thing to like open up the pores?
And then I float away on a magic carpet.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, I do it in the shower. So I just let it like soak in for like 10, 15 minutes.
I'm just picturing you in a robe and a turban, just like getting ready for the day.
Yeah, I'm just like, sim salabim.
No, I'm going a different route. I'm not going that route, but
going very like luxurious, just like mani pedi, hand out, just like,
yes, yeah.
Ooh, child.
You're playing I'm Coming Out.
Yeah, for real.
No, but I would imagine it's a process, because that's like not. You've nicked yourself a few times?
Oh my God! Whoa. Calm down with the hard N over here.
Sorry.
No, no, definitely. I've cut my head a few times where I have like scars because of it.
Oof.
And the thing is too, it does not take a lot to either scar your head or to bleed.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, I've literally nicked myself by the smallest amount, and it's like I'm gushing blood like a UFC fighter.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
But now you have it down to a science. You've been doing it long enough,
it's
so
good.
Now,
it's good. I mean, I have alopecia, so it doesn't even grow.
Sure. Wouldn't that be great for you, though, if you did have that? You'd just be like, win-win. I don't have to maintain this.
Listen, I would want specific alopecia. I would just want alopecia for my pubes and just the top of my head.
You want the Jada Pinkett Smith version?
Sure. She has alopecia?
Yeah.
But she has hair.
No, she doesn't. She's bald.
Like 0?
Yeah.
Oh, it always just looked like she shaved it. Like she shaved it down.
Well, I think I don't think she shaves it anymore. I think she did at one point, and then I think she got that was like the big thing when the Will Smith slap happened, that everyone was like, you got to feel bad for her because she also has alopecia. And it was like, one has nothing to do with the other.
That's crazy.
It was kind of a weird like turn there. I was like, huh? But
that's like me. Yeah. That's like me beating up somebody because I'm like, don't you understand? I grew up short.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah, you're just.
I never made it past 5'6". God damn it! So I can beat everyone up.
Yeah.
You're like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, but somehow I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. What was I talking? Oh, Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah, she has alopecia.
Good for her.
Guess so. She's a strong woman.
You know who else has alopecia? This is a comic. Your boy, the Roastmaster General, Jeff Ross.
Oh yeah. Doesn't he wear hats mostly?
He wears like fedoras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, he straight up has alopecia. Like his eyebrows are gone. Like he looks like a meerkat.
Wow. That's crazy. And how does that? I don't even know how that happens. Is it genetics or stress or what?
Well, the thing is, nobody really knows.
Got it.
From what I understand, I think it is stress induced because I toured John D. Rockefeller's house in upstate New York, and part of his house was he had like an 8 or 9 hole or something golf course that you could play frontwards or backwards, and he was instructed to relax because he had alopecia, and it was the first time doctors actually looked into what his condition was.
Wow.
So before, I guess it would happen and nobody gave a shit, but then the second John D. Rockefeller had it, forget it. They threw all science at it, and I think they coined the term alopecia around his time. I could be wrong on this, but I know that it was because of him that now tons of research went into it. And it was because they said he was stressed out.
Wow.
So they were like, they instruct them. They're like, listen, just relax. Build a golf course in your house. and things will get better. I don't know if he ever grew it back. I don't know, but
that makes sense why people had like tiny golf courses or like tiny little gardens and things like in their desk to like quote relax. You ever see people with like who super stressed out and they
or
have
like
a
little pool or something?
Yeah, a tiny pool because it's like they don't have enough money to build a full size one, so they have like a little desk one that they use.
That's awesome. I liked stuff like that as a kid.
Oh my god, I thought it was so fun to play with and I could never play with it. I was so mad.
Yeah, I always wanted it, but my parents would be like, no. They're like, dude, you have too many toys.
I remember once my mom got these like road trip games and like we weren't allowed to play with them. We got them and we thought they were so cool because they were small. They were like mini little tiny games, like board games and stuff. And she's like, yeah, you can't play with it. And I was like, why? And that's will forever remain a mystery in my life. I have no idea. I don't even know if she knows about them, but like, it's just those things where I was like, why can't we play with this? I think there was a specific reason, but I don't know.
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't know.
Is that why your relationship with... I have no idea.
Here we go. Down the rabbit hole.
Is that why you can't eat hamburgers?
Yeah. So, and then that's why I talk to my stuffed animals. Anyway, speaking of, Cannoli's behind us. Can't forget about Cannoli.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He's still hanging on.
Yeah, we got Cannoli. He's part of the gang. He's part of the Comedy Chow group. So, yeah, for all the video watchers, this is Cannoli. For all the listeners, Cannoli is, what would you say he is? He's not like a Labrador situation,
he's like a mutt dog.
He's kind of a mutt. He's got some black, some white undercoat, a little bit of a brown face.
He's got like some tufts of random fur here.
Yeah.
I just noticed this one for now.
Yeah, he's definitely he has a Labrador-ish vibes. Mm-hmm. He has very rescued at a kill shelter.
Well, we rescued him at the San Gennaro Festival.
Yeah.
So that's where he came from. But here he is. Back in the corner. You go.
Yeah.
I did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Did you have anything else? I had one more thing, but I wanted to.
No. Go ahead.
You don't have anything else?
Go ahead. Do it.
Well, we were talking about. So we're still on the Dahmer thing. Watching it. And I think most people are still. They're still in the process of watching it, even by the time this comes out.
Oh yeah.
What do you think so far? You're deeper into the series now. What do you think?
I think that it is very historically accurate.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people that I have to go on Wikipedia.
You are a history buff in that way. You're very good with that.
And it's very historically accurate, and it's just sad. It's just like everything about it is crazy once you really know who he was, because before you just heard, oh my God, there was this guy eating people.
Right.
That's all I knew as like a little kid. I didn't even know he was like gay. I just knew because when you're little, you just don't know what gay is, to be honest with you. So you're just kind of like, oh wow, this guy just got people, like men, killed them and ate them. That's all I knew. I had no idea like he was gay and he grew up wrong and all these other things. But it was televised all the time. Mm-hmm. I can't believe my parents let me watch that.
Yeah, they let you watch. So wait, they let you watch the courtroom trial?
Oh yeah. So my parents, you have to understand, TV court in the 90s, or court TV in the 90s, was an extravaganza. There was the O.J. Simpson trial.
Oh yeah.
There was the two brothers that killed their parents.
The Menendez brothers.
The Menendez brothers. There was so much that had Lorena Bobbitt. There were so many giant things that happened in the 90s that were all revolved around court. Bill Clinton with that whole thing. So like the early to mid 90s, I remember just watching the news with my parents, just like sitting there quietly. And I'm like 7, 8, 9 years old, just watching. Like, think about it. Every year there was something insane. Every year, right?
Yeah, because excuse me.
Like something huge every single year that literally like, I mean, what happened? Like, think about it. Like, what happened in the last 3 years besides coronavirus? What happened in the last 3 years that we could all be like, wow, that was crazy? No.
I think the only thing that comes to mind is George Floyd. But I will.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know if that trial was.
Nah, I don't think that was
televised.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
We didn't shut off, did we?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're recording.
I don't know why I got paranoid. I was like, yo, is my mic off?
Yeah,
I'm like, what's
you
going
checked
on
your
here?
mic, and then I checked my mic, and then we just did one of those. But no, back to, I don't think the George Floyd case was the trial was on court TV. I don't know if they did it.
That's
because
my point.
I think the heyday of that really was the 90s. This Dahmer trial was in 91.
Around there.
I think so.
Yeah.
91 or 92, I guess. I'm sure it took a while. And the other cases happened early 90s. So that was really like the heyday of that being kind of the spectacle and the circus of it all. So
yeah, it was no joke. Now it's just like people's attention spans are so short.
Yeah.
That they could be like, God has come back, and they're like, oh wow. Anyway, have you seen this new TikTok dance?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was reading a headline for an article that I'm about to dive into further, but it was just saying how like the stories of serial killers are now IP or like intellectual property, and just kind of like this is kind of it opens up a well of things because the story is so well done on Netflix. But the events are so tragic, and there's families that are still affected, and there's people that are still affected in communities. But it's just like I'm like, they just told the story very, very well because they tell it from all angles, which I think is great.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
Look, he would have been a perfect guest on Comedy Chow because we do talk about food. He had a specific taste. Right, this guy.
I don't think it can handle his Ohio accent.
His taste buds were, to perfection.
Oh my god.
I wonder how he prepared. Right.
Ugh.
Well, hold on a second. Silence of the Lambs. That came out after Jeffrey Dahmer.
I don't know. I can do a quick fact check.
And that's why that guy Hannibal Lecter, which, by the way, a little too on the nose with the name. They called him Hannibal Lecter, and he was a cannibal. You're like, all right, that's a little too on the nose there, all right? And
it actually came out in 1991.
Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah.
No way.
The Silence of the Lambs, yeah.
But like what months? Well, because you know what I mean, right? Like,
yeah, like the release date. Let me see if I can find the actual release date. February 1991.
That's when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then I'm sure he got caught after that. So the timing was insane.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like making a movie about planes flying into big buildings and then 9/11 happens. You're like, what?
Yeah. It's crazy. The timing of that, yeah, it's nuts. I mean, and this isn't the first thing to come out about him. There's been 2 movies at least that I know of.
Oh, yeah. My Friend Dahmer.
Yeah.
Played by like Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner?
I don't think that's him. Somebody else. I think that's his. I think there's another movie.
Oh, another one with Dahmer. Yeah.
But it's crazy, and I think today they released the Dahmer tapes. But you know what's interesting? There's always a section of society now where things have to get canceled. Something has to get canceled. Always.
Yeah. Are they trying to cancel Jeffrey Dahmer?
Well,
meanwhile, he got canceled by getting
murdered.
They
did. From my understanding, Netflix did remove the LGBTQIA tag from the series so that it does not show up when people search under that category. Okay, and I can understand why, because the thing is, it's still from what I've watched, and this is just my perspective. Again, everyone's allowed to form their own opinions. Like, I'm not an authoritarian on this at all, but like from what I've seen, I don't know if I've seen somebody, I guess in a way, I guess he's gay and stuff, but I'm like, I've just seen somebody who's just wanting control more than anything else. It almost, to me, I was like, I wonder if it even mattered. Like, did it matter him to be gay? Was that at the forefront? I don't think it was. So,
sure. Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's really one of those. It's with a guy like that, it is all psychological.
Yeah.
And it's messed up because you almost beg the question where it's just like, all right, he was definitely gay, but there was triggers there in his life. Like there was things that happened that made him veer off in a direction. You know what I'm saying? Like having a bad relationship with his mom, being closer with his dad.
Right.
The control. There's like so much there where you're like, who knows what direction this guy could have went in.
I don't know.
If everybody would have been there, like would he still would have been gay? Like in his case, I understand people are born gay. I'm not ridiculous. But what I'm trying to say is like in his case, you can see how kind of like a tree, right? You see it kind of like start to branch in a different direction because of how he was being raised with like the, his dad doing the roadkill and everything else. I know we're like giving away all this stuff, but I'm just saying like there's definitely some stuff there where, you kind of ask yourself the question, like, is this a product of him being born and he was going to do this anyway, or was because of the circumstances that he created this whole life?
Yeah, I think it's
everything down to his own sexuality. Like, you have to kind of, when it comes to him, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it's a nature versus nurture. Again, like that's what it comes down to, is how much of it is your predisposition versus your circumstances.
Yeah.
You know, what can you and even at that point, I mean, the series does a good job diving into kind of the context and diving into the history of like the sort of the roadmap even of how he led up to this, because he was a kid when a lot of this stuff happened. Like, a lot of the impressionism that occurred for late, that was the reason for later events, is because happened to him when he was very young, and like no support, no, you know, so there's a lot there, but you
know, a lot of people try to say that it was racially motivated, that he was, like eating black people.
I think it was maybe more a product of vulnerability, but I think it's a comment to society that the most vulnerable communities happen to be of color.
Sure, and he's a white guy, trusting. You know, for them, they're looking at him like they trust him.
Exactly.
I just think he picked them because they tasted better.
You're so, oh my God, and here we go. And we're off the rails.
I'm just saying. No, I just think that they're seasoned. You know, white people play. That's why he didn't eat any white people, man.
Right. You do love Thanksgiving. You are a fan of dark meat.
I'm just saying, like, look, the darker the berry. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And by berry, that's a guy's name. Hey, from a gay club
that you met.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeez.
So
yeah. Well, the last thing some things have to get canceled. And apparently, I read an article that was kind of silly about this whole thing, which was like Katy Perry. She has a song where she mentions Dahmer in her song, and so does Kesha, I guess.
Okay.
And they've demanded that the singer apologize for the disrespectful lyric that's referring to Jeffrey Dahmer. And I'm just thinking, like, who's still listening to Katy Perry? Like, that's just like, come on, that song's not even that good. I think
what song is it?
I think it's called Dark Horse.
Is that the one?
It's just kind of.
But what she just mentions, like, I'll eat you like Dahmer. Like, I don't understand.
Something like that. But I don't even think it was her. I think she had a rapper on the track who during his verse said that, and like, that's it. But I'm like, this isn't even. What do you want to have her apologize for the song? Because it's just not good.
Yeah,
good song.
I wonder if Bill Cosby is watching this series, going like, "Oh, so he used those sleeping pills."
Yeah,
I would be like, "Those were stronger than the ones I used."
Say that one more time. Sorry.
What I'm trying, I'll start over again. No, what I'm saying is Bill Cosby is probably watching the Dahmer series, looking at the sleeping pills that Dahmer used, and was like, see, those were too strong.
That's hilarious, yeah.
Like, he should have been using the stuff I was using.
You know, I asked you to repeat yourself again because I did the fucking tragic thing. I almost fell into the comment section rabbit hole.
Oh, you did?
That's what just happened like a second
that's
ago.
not good.
Like that. Look how quickly it happens where your brain's just like comment section. Because I started looking at it. I saw it on Facebook, and of course a bunch of people commenting on it. You got to be fucking careful with that. But
yeah, I think if Dahmer was still around, he'd be reading ads for Five Guys. What do you think?
Or Jersey Mike's.
I got a few of those Jersey Mike's. I don't know anything else. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like male.
He'd eat a hamburger from Five Guys and be like, "This doesn't taste like Five Guys."
Yeah, McDonald's. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a reach. You were just like, you're just saying names.
I'm just saying.
KFC, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Wendy's tastes more like Stevens.
Well, speaking of sandwiches.
Yeah.
This is my last thing.
Okay.
I have a lot of
We'll do this and then we gotta wrap it up.
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tease this one for the next episode.
All right.
That's
cool.
what
What's
I'm
up?
gonna do.
What are you thinking?
No. Well, we're gonna talk about Italian sandwiches next episode.
Ah,
I think that's what we
okay.
should discuss.
All right.
We got some. There's some new spots that are opening up. Some new sandwich spots around the city. So I think we should figure out. We should talk about some of them. Cause yeah.
Awesome. I'm down.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Until then,
guys. Hey, Natalie, where can people find you,
you can find me on Instagram. Natalie Does Comedy.
Find her on the poll. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Soon. God, if they don't give me a raise soon, that's it.
Yeah. Find her at your local starlets.
OnlyFans. Here we go. That's really, that's a deep cut. Okay. Yeah. Just find me on Instagram, Natalie Does Comedy. I have a bunch of shows coming up for October. And see, where can they find you?
Awesome. You can find me on Instagram, Funny Colors Comedy, Twitter, Mario P Comedy, TikTok, Mario the Actor, and you could also email us, guys. You could email us stuff. All right, there, everybody out there in the world. It's comedychowpod@gmail.com. Email us. Food recommendations, recipes, maybe some offbeat like country that has a restaurant. Some like Zimbabwe food or something. Or like. Or I don't know, whatever, Alaskan or something.
I would love to know. Yeah, the more interesting the food and like out there.
I mean, that's American. Alaska's in America, but you know what I'm saying.
We're
Puerto Ricans. Those foreigners. No.
The more out there the cuisine. We'd love to know about it. We want to know.
Oh yeah, 100%, guys. Please. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. You guys are awesome.
See you soon.
Take care. Eat well. Bye.